Get started with questions. We have boom mics around the room. Please raise your hand, and we'll get to as many people as we can. First question, who we got? Tim, right here on the left on 2. Thank you.
Jason, how do you assess the job you guys have done defensively on Tatum so far? I mean, obviously he's not shooting great, but he's still doing lots of important things. Is that kind of, when you're playing an elite player like him, is that kind of the best you can hope for sometimes? Is that you take something away and hope the rest doesn't hurt you too much?
Yeah, I think we're just, he's one of the best players in the world, so you're trying to just make it tough, and that's all you can do is, hopefully guard the first move, guard the second move, guard the third move, and contest, and the guys are doing that at a high rate and just trying to make it tough on them.
Yep. Third row in the center.
In Game 2, it seemed like you utilized Dante Exum a little more as a third ball handler next to Luka and Kyrie, and he provided some defensive versatility. What did you see from that combination? Is that something you could potentially lean on more in Game 3?
Yeah, I thought Exum did a great job in Game 2, and so we'll look to see if we can get that combination out there a little bit more as a third ball handler. Defensively, I thought he did a really good job, and then he's one of the few that's made a 3 in this series, so he knocked down the open 3, and so we're going to need that a little bit more from him. But I thought the pace that he came with was really good.
Mike, go ahead.
Jason, it seemed like the Celtics are doing a lot of pre-switching whenever Luka tries to get isolation on a big. I guess what's the best way to counter that?
Yeah, I think when you look at their defense, just understanding, I thought Luka did a great job of getting off to a great start, scoring. It's just understanding who's on and who he's involving in the pick and roll, and just we have to do a little bit better job of that. But I thought he's getting where he wants to go.
Steve, over here on the left.
Jason, okay. What do you think the shift to Dallas will mean for your team, particularly? It's a cliche, but the role players, and they say that they play better in home games.
That's what they say. We'll see. We're home. Understanding that Boston held serve, and that's what we're talking about is just focusing on Game 3. We felt there in Game 2 we had opportunities that we just let get away from us, and so for us at home, protecting home court, but the cliche is role players play better at home, so we'll see.
Eddie, back right.
Hey, Jason, how do you walk the line between urgency, which is obviously growing, and telling everybody to relax and chill out a little bit?
It's easy to say relax. I think the urgency started for us a while back, so I think we're used to that. I think the game of basketball is about makes and misses and capitalizing on mistakes, and we just haven't had that opportunity to capitalize. We're getting stops. We turn the ball over. We give up a 3. Understand coming down a stretch, we had to play perfect. So hopefully we can get the game is close coming down a stretch, and we can capitalize on their mistakes. But there's 2 teams playing, so we can relax and enjoy this and have fun. And that's what it's all about, and hopefully we can do that tomorrow night.
On your left, standing in the back.
Hey, Coach, they had a lot of success, it seemed, in Game 2, going to a little bit more 4 out, 1 in, Drew or White in the dunker spot. I'm wondering what the changing of that spacing does to your defense. What kind of challenges does it provide when you got a guard down low?
Yeah, you look at White and Holiday are comfortable. Holiday is very comfortable in the dunker. He plays as the big, being able to not just put the ball in the basket, but also to be a playmaker from that position. He's a willing passer. When you talk about a point guard or a versatile guard, those 2 can play make from there, and so they put a lot of pressure. It's a little different when you have smalls in the dunker. And so for us, we had to do a little bit better job of understanding who's down there Again, Boston's a very talented team. When you talk about the four around one, they got four shooters on the perimeter, and they can play make, and they're very willing passers. So there's sometimes in this league you got to give up something, and right now they're taking advantage of that.
Last question right here.
Jason, how was your experience of playing NBA Finals in this building, and what does this franchise mean to you first as a player, now as a coach?
Yeah, I think this is an incredible atmosphere to win that championship in 2011. The city is incredible. They love their Mavs, and so to win it then and then now to be here in 24 is special because you don't really get an opportunity to do that. So I understand the opportunity that I have to be the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks is a dream come true. But we're trying right now to figure out how to win one game, and that's the next one tomorrow night.
Couple of games with the intensity of the finals and how you're managing that so far in this series.
First, I feel good. I don't want to get any more details, but I feel good. Second one, the intensity of physical. You said intensity and physicality. I think it's up a notch for sure. Both teams played a lot of games throughout the season, but I think the physicality has been on point for sure.
Standing on your right.
Luka, Eric Mora de Telemundo Dallas. ¿Cómo está el equipo y cómo manejan esa presión en cara al juego número 3 después de haber caído los primeros dos juegos? ¿Cómo manejar tanto en grupo esa presión como tú individualmente, cómo la manejas?
No, estamos bien. Hemos perdido 2, todavía no hemos perdido 4, así que todas las miradas están en el partido 3 y hay que ir a por todas.
Mark, on the left side, raise your hand. There you go.
Mark Spears, ESPN's Landscape. Did playing for Madrid in 18, does that prepare you for the finals, or is this like that atmosphere, or is this totally different?
I would say it's different. Just being 18 and 25 is a big difference. But just, it's different games. Here you play first to 4. In the EuroLeague, it's just one game, so it's way different. But I wouldn't just say that game prepared me for now. It's been throughout my career that prepared me for these moments.
On your right, second row.
Luka, por acá, Pedro Silva, Univision Dallas. ¿Cuál es el mensaje que se le puede dar a los aficionados que van a asistir al juego de mañana y también al viernes para el tercer y cuarto partido? Y también preguntarte si llegaste a ver el partido, hablando del Real Madrid, contra el Murcia de los playoffs.
Sí, mi mensaje es todavía creer en nosotros, no hemos perdido todavía y sobre todo vamos a jugar en casa con todos los aficionados. Sé que van a estar muy bien y va a hacer mucho ruido. Y sí, he visto el partido. Bonito todo lo que han hecho por Rudy.
On your left, standing over here.
Hey Lucas, you're at Sohi from The Ringer. I wanted to ask you about a pass that you made in the third quarter to Exum. The last game, it was the behind the back. I was just curious if that was is that something where you actually were able to see him, or do you kind of intuit that that's the spot he's going to be in?
I saw him before, when I started driving, I saw him at that spot. So when I went for layup, I saw two of me, I know he was going to be open.
All the way back in the right.
Luka, Jesús Quiñones con Telemundo. Preguntarte qué ha hecho también la defensa de Boston para poder limitar el ataque de Dallas.
Bueno, yo creo que tienen jugadores muy buenos defensivos y bueno, la verdad que nosotros no hemos metido muchos tiros. Había algunos abiertos, algunos no, pero están muy físicos con nosotros y nosotros tenemos que aprovechar eso.
Third row over here on this left.
Luka, Dante Exum spent more time playing next to you and Kyrie last game. Seemed like you were able to get off the ball, play in more off-ball actions, and he pushed the pace quite a bit. How helpful is it having him next to you and Kyrie?
Very helpful, he can dribble the ball. He played point guard, so he can help us both, save our energy. He can just bring the ball up, and he can make plays too, so it's good that he was able to find him.
Standing on the left.
Luka, they've been sort of changing their spacing around trying to make you and Kyrie be the low man or and help responsibility more often. What kind of challenges that present for you, especially when you're dealing with such a big load offensively, to have to do the help defense on so many of those possessions?
I mean, our defense is built in 5 guys. Our low man is very important. So no matter who's the low man, we know we're gonna do a great job. We've been working on this the whole season, preseason. So I've been in that position a lot. With the low man. We've been working on it since preseason. So we feel confident with that.
On your right, fourth row.
Luka, buenos días. ¿Qué influencia puede tener el ritmo de juego de un equipo o de otro en el resultado final, de acuerdo a lo que estás viendo en el juego 1 y 2?
¿Puedes repetir?
¿Qué influencia puede tener el ritmo de juego, el pace, entre un equipo y otro en el juego 1 y 2? ¿Y qué es lo que más le conviene a Dallas?
Sí, nosotros queremos jugar rápido. Creo que en el segundo partido hicimos mucho mejor con el ritmo. Creo que jugamos más rápido que en el primero y por eso hemos tenido la oportunidad, estábamos más cerca, pero todavía nos queda, podemos jugar con más ritmo.
Tim, in the middle.
You guys obviously wouldn't be here without your role players hitting a bunch of big shots throughout the playoffs. Those shots hadn't fallen in the first couple games for the most part. What do you say to guys, the PJs, the D. Jones, Maxey's, and kind of what sense do you have as far as how they're feeling right now offensively?
Just one thing, just keep shooting. We all believe in those shots. That's how we came to the finals, and that's how we play the whole season. We believe in those guys. Everybody believes. So if you're open, just keep shooting. Then you're gonna knock it down at some point.
Tim, here in the second row.
Luka, along those lines, you've mentioned confidence and belief. Yes, you guys are home, and Boston held serve at home like they're supposed to. But what are some of the things that you really can look at from those first 2 games and say, that's going to work for us? Like, what are some of the things you can look at from 1 and 2 and say, we're confident in this?
Just trying to keep getting open looks. I think our defense has not been bad. But just we can't really score. That's our main problem right now. But I think we're getting some great looks, and like I said, we have confidence that everybody can make a shot. That's shooting the ball in our team, so we just got to keep believing it.
There you go. On your left.
Mike Leslie, WFA. Kyrie, I know the other night after Game 2, you started talking a little bit about, hey, I've been in this situation before, down 0-2, and come back in a series. And I know then you walked into the locker room and told the guys, hey, we're fine. Where does that confidence come from? How do you instill that in the rest of a roster that hasn't been through this the same way that you have been?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it all year. Failure is the best teacher at times, and it can inspire you to do great things. It's our first time being in the finals as a team with this group. We understand who we're up against, the competitive level, the nature of the finals, the competitive level we have to play at. And then also the adjustments that we have to make out there on the floor, just as players. The coaching staff is doing a great job preparing us, but it's our job as players to make those adjustments and play even harder, especially when the game's getting a little out of balance or we have a lead and we want to extend it a little bit. So a lot of it is just a learning curve for myself, for my teammates, and also a peace of mind that we give each other that, we want to give ourselves a chance by leaving it all out there on the floor and playing our best and preparing the best way we can. So that's literally been the focus since Game 2 ended, was just putting our best foot forward, coming back home, feeling good, feeling familiar, and letting our game speak for itself.
Fifth row.
Hey,
We'll
Kai,
take first question
Blake
here
Elliott,
on this third
105
row.
Fan. How confident are you in
There you
just
go.
your own
On your
personal
left.
game, kind of getting back on
Mike
track?
Leslie,
I think even to
WFA.
your own
Kyrie, I
standards
know
of where you didn't
the
want
other
to be
night
in
after
games
Game
1 and
2,
2,
you started
coming
talking
back
a little bit
home.
about, hey, I've
Where are
been in
you
this
at
situation
mentally just
before
in
down.
your own game?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing of that is just accepting that I haven't played well or up to my standards or as well as I would have liked. Being back in Boston, there's such a level of desire that I have inside of me to play well and wanting to be there for my teammates. So as a competitor, it's frustrating, but I don't want to let that seep in or spill over to any other decisions I have to make there as a player, and continue to feed my teammates' confidence. I have been down 0-2 before, lost a series, won a series. So I know what it takes and also understanding, how to prepare for something like that mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. But first, it's just respecting your opponent. And then most importantly, just putting your best foot forward when we go out there, man. It's as simple as that.
Tim, standing on your left.
Kyrie, obviously Boston has a bunch of guys that can throw at you defensively, but you spent a lot of time with Jaylen Brown. He's talked a lot this year about the pride he's taken in improving as a defensive player. I was just curious from your perspective watching him, how have you seen him grow at that end, and what do you think of the way he's been playing in this series?
No, he's been playing great. He's been one of the emotional leaders on their team, and defensively he's making it difficult. And that's what he's been doing all year. And for the past few years, he's really tried to make his mark on that end. So when you take pride in what you do on the defensive end, it's going to show. And I think he's really been separating himself on that end. And then offensively, to be able to do it on both ends of the floor is even more impressive. So, this is what makes the finals even greater, is going against somebody that great on that end, has a lot of high energy, and is going to make it difficult, but we got to go straight at him.
Jeff, fifth row on the left.
Jeff Zilgate, USA Today. Kyrie, what didn't you like about games 1 and 2? Was it more than missed shots? And then what does a much better game look like for you in game 3?
Games 1 and 2 is just about our total team effort and how we can control a lot of the mistakes that we made out there, whether it be turnovers. Obviously, the missed shots are going to happen. That's a basketball game. I can be a lot more fundamentally sound, technical on my shots. And not get into the paint often where it's 3 or 4 guys around me and I'm not making a pass. They're sending, specific strategies against me to make it difficult. We're at the highest stage in the world. So, it's a small sample size. We only get game series potentially. So I just can feel the stakes being raised up a little bit more. The pressure is natural, makes diamonds. But I think for us as a team, we just have to control what we can control on that end of being able to match their pace, but also feel good about ourselves when we're getting stops. When we get stops and we get out in transition, we're a better team. When we're getting stops and giving up offensive rebounds, or we're getting stops and then we're turning the ball over, it hurts our chances to even be in the game. So the margin of their victories haven't really displayed the full story, in terms of the Celtics beating us, but we just have to continue to lean in on each other, especially when it gets tough out there, because we're going against a great team, and they're not going to stop pressing us. They're not going to stop their pace. They're not going to stop testing us on both ends of the floor. So we know what we're in for, but now we got to raise it to an even higher level, and it starts with me.
Same row towards the center.
Hey, Kyrie, drafteados from Spain. The other day and now you say that it's not the first time that you are in this position, down 2-0 in the finals. Can you tell us what you learned in 2016 that is helping you right now, and what are you sharing with your teammates from that experience?
Just sharing with them that it took a lot of resilience. It took a lot of will to win in 2016, but that's also a different team. We had time to fail together. We had time to go through our trials together. We lost in 2015, and a lot of guys came back in 2016, and we won. So there was an inner motivation there. And we also knew who we were going against and how well they played. So I think if you have a healthy way or perspective of looking at where we are now, it feels like we are that team that's gaining the experience, that's being able to fail at this level. And now we have an opportunity to respond, and that's all you can ask for in a basketball season. If you asked me in September or October, would I want a chance to be down 0-2 and having a chance to respond in Game 3 or be out of the playoffs, I think I would choose the former. It's as simple as that in terms of just putting it in perspective. We're only teams left, and this is about chess. That's all it is.
Next question here in the front.
Kyrie, here with NBA social media. I'm a correspondent for today. It seems like, you play the game free, day in and day out. I just kind of want to know the, different variables, whether, the people you surround yourself with. Does it come from your work? Does it come from, different routines that you do? Just want to, kind of get your thoughts on, how you are able to, go in and play a, free 48.
Yeah, no, it's a great question, Kay. I think it starts with, just being aware of your own goals and what you want to accomplish, your team goals, how you can help accomplish that, but also what's going to bring you peace of mind off the court when you leave it. Some of us would say family, video games, other business entrepreneurial opportunities. But just helping you have a healthy balance with the game. The game is going to be the game. It's going to torment you emotionally. You're going to fail. You're going to succeed. You're going to make shots. You're going to miss shots. But you want to be able to go home to a great family, people that love you unconditionally, and those that are going to be truthful with you. I'm grateful that I've been able to build a tribe around me that has all those. So, dealing with a lot of the criticism when you're young or even when you're older of how to accomplish something like I'm trying to do right now, there are going to be a lot of people that want to see you fail. So get used to that too. There are going to be a lot of people that are going to be naysaying and wanting to see you kind of destroy yourself in the process. So I would say just focus on the people that really love you for you, and your teammates are there to support you, especially when you know them through and throughout. And then trusting the people that have been there before you. They'll give you a lot of advice to help you reason or rationalize what's going on. So that's a great question, brother. And it took me a while to figure that out and find that peace of mind. And that's why you get a chance to see me up here. But I definitely want to see you accomplish that peace of mind a lot earlier than I had to, man, because it's not worth it to let anybody's opinions get to the best of you, or people that have never been in our position, don't know what it takes, don't know the sacrifices, never will. But they guess, and they try to make it up. So show them respect, but at the same time, understand that we're all human at the end of the day. All right.
Take final two. Last one in the middle, and then Tim over here on the left.
Kevin Gray, Mavs Radio Network. Kyrie, a lot's been made about the bond that you and Luka have formed throughout the course of this season. You having been in this position before, being down and coming back to win an NBA Finals, how are you helping him manage this situation? How are the two of you helping each other, especially knowing what you're trying to accomplish over these next couple of games, especially here at home?
Yeah, well, it started with me. Just telling my hermano, I got to play better for him alongside him. And, in order for us to, accomplish our goal, we both have to be playing well, and we both have to be doing the little things and doing whatever it takes to win. So easy conversation, but it started with me reaching out, just letting him know that, it's my fault, taking accountability for not playing particularly well. But also I got to continue to trust my guys around us or around me and, have fun in the process. We've gotten this far because we've been a great team, not because we've just put it on me and Luka. It's been a total team effort, total organizational effort to get thus far. So we just got to keep trusting in that. So a pretty simple conversation.
Tim, last one here on the left.
Tim Reynolds with the AP. Kyrie, I'm guessing that there's a lot about the defense from the first two games that you've probably liked quite a bit anyway, from time to time at least.
Rather win.
Of course. The fact that the D has been good in stretches, how much does that help the confidence standpoint going into?
No, it's man, we definitely have had some moments of positivity on the defensive end where we've gotten the missed shots. Again, when I just remember one play that comes to mind, just where potentially could be down 6, and then Peyton Pritchard comes down and hits a 3 going into the fourth quarter, where it gives them a little bit more breathing room to have the game in their hands. So just being aware of some of the plays that they're going to try to make at the end of quarters, the plays that they try to make to start off the game to get them going a little bit, the plays that they run when we're in the lead. We've had the lead in the first quarter 12-6 both times or 13-6 both times, and we're feeling good about ourselves, and they come out and they run the same play 4 times in a row. So our IQ has to be at an even higher level, and also our communication and trust has to be at an ultimate level where we can just trust our instincts out there.